consequence of this, also, the spell plague itself ended. Many areas that had been completely uninhabitable due to being spell scarred now suddenly have life flourishing again. People can move back into them. Getting a little in the weeds, Toriel and Abir have actually stopped being superimposed on one another in their pocket dimension, and now have actually been restored to being two separate worlds. We're not going to worry about Abir, though. They can go off and be weird element people.
Oh, good. I thought this was going to get complicated.
No, yeah, I can get deep in Forgotten Realms if you want. It gets weird.
Yeah.
For many years after this, for probably the decade following the Second Sundering and the end of the Age of Upheaval, it was a time of really unprecedented prosperity and growth on Faerun. Many of the problems and plagues that had caused people to have to flee or fight for their lives were now over. And suddenly trade could flourish, cities could prosper, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, all these cities hugely expanded. And then suddenly in the year 1500, things started to get bad again for no apparent reason. More and more adventuring parties go missing. The gods stop communicating with their followers quite as openly. Lower priests or chosen stop hearing from their gods altogether. Even the more reckless gods, such as Bahal and Sirik, suddenly become surreptitious and more withdrawn. People think nothing of it at the start. Ebb and flow is the nature of Faerun. But as time goes on, this gets worse and worse. In 1502, suddenly the Fae and the elves of the High Forest seal the borders of the forest, which had never occurred before. Anyone attempting to enter is accosted. Most people who go into the forest never return again. Those who do say that all the Elven and Sylvan civilization that had been there suddenly vanished without a trace. And attempts to penetrate deeper in the forest to find out what is going on have all failed utterly. Several years after that, the dwarves closed their strongholds in mountains, which had, again, never occurred in the history of Faerun. Dwarves had always been lovers of trade and commerce with other races. They relied very much on trading their crafted goods and their mined ores, and now they have gone fully isolationist and won't explain to anyone why. It is now the year 1506. Things are not going great on Faerun. Trade has kind of collapsed. It is much harder to navigate the interior of the continent now that you have to entirely skirt around the High Forest, which makes up most of the northern half of the continent. And more people are wondering just what is going on and why all this is happening. The five of you are in the area around the town of Loudwater, which is a once prosperous city, was about 10,000 people for many years, did well for itself, was very beautiful, had a number of stone cutters and florists and wilderness guides who helped make the town a successful place. Now Loudwater is a ruin. Only several hundred people still live there. Most of the city has been destroyed by raids from elves, as Loudwater is situated directly on the edge of the High Forest. And when the elves closed the borders of the High Forest, they set up a fairly large exclusion zone around the perimeter and have been raiding the town. The folks who do live there are pretty much just eking out an existence with fishing and hunting, and trying to sort of scavenge what they can from the remains of their once great city. You have not gotten together as a party yet, so I know one of you is actually in the town. Numba's character, whose name I can't remember, I'm sorry.
I should be on the stream. I think we all have our names on there now, right?
It's a Ramon.
No, there's actually a lot of unknowns.
Okay. Oh God. Ramon, yes. So Ramon is working for Loud Mountain, doing sort of menial tasks in exchange for beer. And this is what I was told.
This is the story of fucking life.
We're all like mad junkies at the right, like
you can be if you want.
From what it sounds like, we all have our vices.
I'm a brewer, just so you know.
So
Well,
you
anyway,
could you I mean
but yeah.
and Beria is in the area looking for an ancient fort. When you say a forester, do you mean an axe, Yuri? Okay, so a person specifically. Okay. um, so Yuri is looking for an old forester who can fell trees. And I don't know why, and I'm sure we'll learn. I'm excited to learn more about that. Dastard, what is Vorian doing in this area?
In this particular area, so I am kind of how to say. So I came from a small town. Don't have a name for the town. I'll figure something out. Apologies. But I came from a small town, and I was essentially just a chef and brewer there until I found a fey creature who basically um, allowed me to tap into my druidic potential and become a druid. And I've kind of become a little bit full of myself, a feeling that I'm kind of some sort of chosen one or whatever, and help the town with some menial issues. And now I'm out, kind of looking to right the wrongs of the world. I feel like there's
All
a
right.
kind of greater destiny for myself, and given the state of the world, it's a perfect state of the world for me to feel like I can fix
Exactly.
everything. That I'm
Yeah.
chosen to fix everything, rather.
Alrighty. Deuce, what is your character's name?
Shit. Let me check. How do I remember?
It's fantastic.
Johnny Deucebag.
Weed Lord 420.
It's let's call him Deuce.
Deuce. Okay.
Easily remember.
A silly fantasy name. What is Doze doing in the area?
So he's
You're barbarian, right?
yeah, he's a half orc barbarian who's let's see, he's an outlander. So he hangs out with this trusty little bear, who pretty much his village was wiped out. That's kind of my thing. His village was wiped out. You know, parents, everyone was slaughtered. He ran off with his baby bear cub, which was his best friend. And he kind of grew in like forests by himself with just him and his bear. Um, he doesn't trust gods, doesn't trust anything because he doesn't trust really anyone. But you know, if he slays with you in battle, he tends to start trusting you a lot more. So he's in this area just trying to see what he can get himself into. He's always looking for battle. That's kind of his blood craze.
So you're Rexar.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's
I'm fine with that.
Stoner
Rexar.
Rexar.
None of you made Drist. That's the only thing I would have extended. Fucking Drist. God damn it.
Drist?
It Drizzt.
From all the books set in Forgotten
Oh.
Realms starred Drist, who is a dark elf with a heart of gold.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, fuck
who
that.
worships Maliki. Like, what? It's a dark elf worshiping Maliki.
Have you not read our G chat?
Yeah, no,
We're
man.
far from those kind of.
This is about to become Always Sunny in the Forgotten Realms. I just want you to know.
Then Source, tell me a little about your character. All I know is that you're a warlock.
So Yuri wrote most of my story. You asshole. You literally came up with it. You
I can't wait to hear this.
Well,
What is your character's
you're
name?
at the computer, yes. If I recall correctly, her name is Bella Mort.
Bellamort?
Yep.
It's a
Her
good name
name
for a
is
tiefling
Beautiful
warlock.
Death.
She's a tiefling, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it pulled up yet, Tony? Or I'm sorry, what's your character's name?
Biria. Wasn't someone named Kirit at some point? Biria quit it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Quit it. Yes.
Quit it. Yeah. Your last name is Dankhill.
Yeah, I'm a hill dwarf. I come from wet hills. It's very
Uh-huh.
dank there. I don't know what you're talking about.
I watched a game where someone was named their druid was named Walnut Dankgrass. I just need to know what Bellamort's doing in this area. You'll see why. Also, she's a
I believe
Eldritch Pact,
I'm
right?
on the run from someone.
Is she an Eldritch Pact warlock? Do you remember that correctly?
I do not remember that.
I don't think it. Oh, it does matter early on. You don't. It doesn't affect anything. I think till
doesn't-
third level, but it does. You know,
It matters for
RP-wise.
flavor, though.
Yeah.
Like if it is an Archfey versus a Devil versus an Eldritch
Yeah.
patron, all have very different connotations.
Yes, it does.
Particularly in this setting, if first patron is an Archfey, that will change some things. I don't think it is, though.
Are you
Probably
looking
not.
in the camera shaking your head no because you can't find the thing you typed up yourself on your computer?
Okay,
Okay,
come,
so
come,
I'm
up,
suffering
come up with a
from-
reason why she's
Okay,
here.
no, I got it. Okay, so I'm suffering from amnesia. I have no idea who I am or where I'm from or why I'm here.
All right,
Nice.
actually, no. So amnesia for Eldritch Warlock is actually a really interesting story hook because
you
you were
go.
like, I have this pact and I
Alright.
don't know why. Why did I make this pact? What the fuck have I done?
Yeah, I imagine this was all planned that way.
And
Yep,
it's
that's what I'm
probably
going
from all the weed,
There you go.
There you go.
all the anchor weed.
Okay, so we will start with. I'll roll a d10, cut it in two, and I'll decide who I start with. 1. Okay, we'll start with Rowan. Rowan, you are in the town, doing some or another of the handyman tasks that you do these days for small beer and shelter, and a scroll appears in your hand by magic. You're pretty sure it's by magic because you're not blackout drunk yet. It's about 1 in the afternoon. When you unfurl the scroll, it says, "Your service to our town has been greatly appreciated. We wish to offer you ever greater rewards in return for just a slightly harder task. Come to the mayor's office."
Okay.
You
Wait.
feel something sort of tugging on you, as if by magic or some ethereal force.
Towards the mayor's office.
You think that's in the direction it seems to be pulling you. Yeah.
Okay, I'll let it
Do you
pull
want-
me.
Okay.
Go with the flow.
You disappear.
Oh.
Let's go next to Vorian. You are questing around on the edge of the high forest. You are trying desperately to find some elves because you think they will help you achieve your destiny. And a scroll appears in your hands by magic. And when you unfurl the scroll, it says, "You are the chosen one. We need you to save our town as
Oh,
the
fuck
first step
yeah.
on your grand journey." And you feel yourself being sort of magically tugged. Do you surrender to the feeling?
Magically tug me, Fant.
Okay, you disappear. Deuce, you are searching for battle, gnawing on the last of the meat from your most recent kill. I'll let you decide if that was a humanoid or an animal. And
Humanoid, for the record.
Nice. You realize as you finish the last of the meat on this bone, there is writing in the bone, as if someone had charred this message into the bone. And it says, "I can offer you glory and blood." And you feel a pull on your soul.
Let's do it. What do I do?
Okay, nope, as you're not resisting, so it takes you. Biria, you are investigating the remains of an old forester hut that you thought might have held your quarry, but no one has lived there for some time. You open up a drawer in a small chest of drawers, and you find a bottle with what looks like a scroll inside. When you pop the bottle open and read the scroll, it says, "I know who you're looking for, and I know where he is. Come work for me, and I'll tell you." you feel yourself being, tugged magically. None of you are magic users.
There's a
Except
whole lot of
resist.
tugging going on.
Yeah, don't
none of you are
resist the
magic
word.
users, so you have no idea what it is.
I'm a druid. Whoa, I'm a druid. That's somewhat magic.
That's a totally different style of magic. That's nature
Fair
magic and
enough.
arcane magic aren't the same. Okay. Do you surrender to what you suspect is a magical summons based on the note you found? Okay. And finally, Bellamort, you wake up after having camped. Still have no idea who you are. You're starting to figure out how you're going to find more food and water. And a stone tablet appears hovering in the air in front of you and says, I know who you are. I can help you. And you feel a summoning spell placed on you by the stone tablet. What do you do?
Go with the flow.
Okay. So all of you now find yourself standing in, best way to describe it would be a waiting room in hell. It is decrepit. It is really depressing. There's mold on the walls. You see what you think is the remains of gold filigree, but when you look closer, you realize it's flaking yellow paint. There was never any gold there at all. The one window in the room is completely caked over with soot and muck and algae. There is a crumbling desk and the remains of one chair that has seen better days. And you think if you sat on it, it would just immediately crumble out from under you. And you see standing around you each of the members of the party, none of whom any of you have ever seen before. And you all seem sort of vaguely confused to be in this shitty office. Would anyone like to do anything? I'll let each of you take one action at this point. Okay. So you all see this human fighter with his polearm take up a defensive posture. Start looking around.
Number, what race are you again?
I'm a halfling.
All right, so we have a halfling, a tiefling, a human, a dwarf, a half orc. I
Yeah.
miss anything? Yeah, okay. There's just 5 of us, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I look smug. And I look smug. I look everybody over and just kind of size them all up, not saying much.
Okay. Will you all roll me perception checks?
Right. This is where it gets interesting. For those, so let's see here. You should roll all d20.
So that's going to be your perception modifier. So that'll be on your character sheet. You should do 1d20 plus whatever your mod is, if you have a mod. If you don't have a mod, it's just a d20.
Can you do pluses with the dice roller?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'll just leave it with whatever.
So
Oh.
I don't have dice though.
No, you do it in the
Do
if
we-
you go into the D&D general chat.
Yeah.
And look at how people are rolling. You do exclamation point, the kind of dice. And then you plus 15. That's your passive perception.
I meant
that is
5.
not your perception
I meant
modifier.
5. I meant 5. It was a typo.
Okay, so you got it. That's a 7.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. Jesus.
Not that one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's I see an 11 for you, Yuri. No, perception roll. So d20 plus your perception modifier. Oh, it's 10, so -1. Yeah, okay. You didn't add it in there. Got it. 2. God, you guys are rolling like shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
mine's a
plus-
6 if it
I have-
matters.
I have
Didn't
plus
add
5 and I
I
got a
roll
7.
just like I do in.
Very true.
Okay. None of you notice anything out of the ordinary.
All right.
Off to a good start. So, well,
Was anyone else taking any actions?
hold
Having
on.
just. Oh, sorry.
Vorian and Ruone do know that you think that you are in. Well, actually, no, you don't know that right now. Yeah, you can all now take another round of actions if you'd like.
Same order? I don't know.
You can do it in any order. It doesn't matter. We're not in initiative or anything. So
Okay.
Can I have my bear start scouting the place?
you
Oh,
want your
his-
bear to look around?
Is his
Yeah.
bear his bear teleported in here with him?
Yeah, the bear came.
Oh,
I'm not gonna take his bear from him.
His name's Smokey. So I tell Smokey, hey, start scouting the area.
Okay.
How
Is Smokey actually statted out, or is he just flavor?
Just flavor,
Okay.
right? That's true.
what?
Is he? I mean, do they usually have stats?
They
Not
do,
from a
but like you have to yeah. You're at a level 1. There's no way you have a bear companion
Okay.
at this point.
I'll let him have a little bear that follows him around, but it's not going to do anything in combat.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, Smokey just kind of looks up at you. He seems hungry.
I never heard of that guy.
The what? Forester?
Hit the I'm definitely not the forester.
Yeah. Oh, not here.
Name's Roan. I heard there's work here. You guys got the work?
Same. I came to fight for honor.
Oh well, I don't want to fight you. No. No, thank you.
Okay, as you guys are talking, the door to the next room opens, and a halfling walks out wearing a robe that might have been grand 100 years ago. Now it is moth-eaten and decrepit, and frankly doesn't fit the halfling. It's trailing on the floor behind him. It looks like he's wearing his dad's clothes. And he walks out and stands behind the desk and says, "Welcome, welcome. Yes, thank you. You are all here because you are powerful and mighty, and our town has need of you in this hour of darkness." And he kind of looks at you expectantly.
Yeah. What's the job?
What do we gotta do?
What need do you have of Vorian?
I heard a great reward as well.
Yes, yes, mighty rewards, unlike anything you've ever seen. All of your heart's desires come true. Make me insight rolls.
Oh, it's a bit of a bitch to keep having to minimize this. Yeah, 11.
It's that D120.
I know.
OP.
Not quite. Nope. Does that work? Just D20 works?
Is
You
that
don't need
better?
the. I guess you don't need the number unless you have more
Yeah.
than one. Defaults to 1. Okay, that's good to know.
Is that everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need insight from Yorwi. -14. Okay, these are not bad. -1, 13. Okay. So Rowan, no, Varian, Quidit, and Deuce think he is absolutely sincere. Bellamort and Rowan, you think there's a little more to it, than what he just said, but you're not sure he's lying to your face. You just think he's at the very least oversimplifying something.
Okay. I mean-
And Rowan, I will tell you that you know, because you've been in the town, that this is the current mayor of the town, Orin Featherfoot, who has a reputation for being clever, but also brash and getting himself into situations that he needs to then clever himself out of. And the common perception is that he's going to eventually get himself into a situation where he can't clever himself out of it, and his mayorhood will be short-lived.
Okay. I hate to say it, but I haven't seen the job, but I feel like you're yanking my chain again on the whole rewards bit.
He says,
You guys-
"What?
You guys
What do
keep
you mean?"
tug on your chain?
All this yanking and tugging, everybody.
Of course, I am being upfront. How else could I summon such powerful adventurers if I was not a mighty magus myself, able to give you all of the rewards under the sky?
That might be an exaggeration from my experience, but
He also recognized our clear greatness, so I mean, as he has that
Does
as well.
Does anyone have proficiency in Arcana?
There's a chance. Nope, there's no chance.
I think the only one who would is probably Source.
yeah.
I do not remember.
Do you have access to your character sheet at the moment?
I do not because it was written on Yuri's computer.
Should double check this.
I blame Yuri for all problems.
And so do I.
That's at least two of the six of us that meet that trend, I think. Yeah, so far the only clunky thing here is I want to watch everybody, but then as soon as we have to roll, I have to
Yeah.
unmaximize, go over
Can
roll,
we
and then go
invite
back.
the dice rolling bot into the call?
Ooh, that's some trippy shit, man. I don't think it can accept it as the problem.
Mm.
I mean, maybe it could. It depends if the script is like open source. I could grab the JavaScript and fuck with it, but I don't know if that's allowed. If Discord allows such things.
Because if we can invite the dice robot into the call, that would be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't know my phone fell again. Okay, I think I. Okay, it says 15.
Do you have the little proficiency box checked?
Yeah.
Okay. Bellamort, make me a Arcana roll.
I don't know you. What's in it for me?
I think she's sassing you, Fat.
It's in it for her more than anyone else, so she doesn't have to.
How is it for me?
Oh, that's out of character Source. I'm not.
Uh,
Characters won't ask you for rolls. That'd be too meta.
I mean, unless we go to a
Alright,
gambling
fine, I'll
club.
Yeah. The lich looks at you and says, "Roll for initiative."
All right, I'll make it.
What is this? Ready Player One?
Okay, so I hand it to you.
I need you to make an Arcana roll in chat.
What? Okay, how do I do that?
What? You've been doing it. Just it's the same. It's the same.
It's the roll
It's-
d20 and then do plus whatever your modifier is.
Yeah. So I guess
5.
we are jumping into a lot of this without actually going through anything. So 99% of the
true.
time, when you need to roll something, you will roll a d20, one d20, and then you'll add to it whatever your modifier for it is. So if it's Arcana, Perception.
Source, your rolls are just so bad.
I know they are in WoW too, man.
But
Okay, you think that he's telling the truth and he is a powerful wizard.
I
man,
think I might be retarded, but
I don't appreciate all these low rolls and how much trust we have for this guy with all these low rolls. We are the most gullible group of
I'm
assholes.
having a great time.
All right, yeah, show it to me. Show me what we got to
Yeah.
do, buddy.
What you
Okay.
got, Mayor?
Yeah, how can we help?
Hold on, I don't remember what I wanted him to do actually. Okay, so he says, 2 weeks ago, I became mayor because the elves killed the old mayor. I want to get vengeance for him and find out where those elves lived and take everything that they took from us back. And he gives you sort of a rough approximation in the forest of where he thinks those elves came from. And ideally, he'd like you to go kill the elves. If you can't kill them, just some more information about the party that raided them and why they are raiding them would be much appreciated. And the town will pay you when you get back. Unspoken subtext being assuming you make it back.
So, how many elves are we talking here?
Oh, there were 20 when they hit the town. Ban managed to kill about 10 of them.
Easy.
And wounded several of the others. So it probably
Oh.
won't be a large band.
So, potentially 10, some slightly wounded.
Yeah, but
Easy.
it won't be any match for you.
He's a cake.
I think a lot of us are from the forest.
A lot of you are from various forests. You're not from this forest though, but
Full of shit.
you can roll an insight check if you'd like.
I mean, I've been kind of hanging out in the woods as well before joining this town. I assume Deuce as well. So, I mean,
Actually, let me think about what would be the best thing to roll here.
I love to kill elves, though.
Who
Point the
doesn't?
way. I come for honor.
Hi, dog. Roll me nature check if you're interested in determining if what he says about the elves is true, or if you would have met the elves or know the elves in particular.
yeah, yeah. Let's do a nature. Nature. Oh, wait, that's wrong. Fuck me.
Oh my god.
I rolled like a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Yeah, you've not been doing well, my friend. Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, Viria, you think that what he says is plausible. There have been raiding parties of elves coming out of the high forest, and it's not out of the question that you would have run into these elves, but it's also not that weird that you haven't. You do think it's odd that it took so many of them dying for them to retreat. Generally, the elves do hit and runs. So you wonder if they were maybe after something in particular that they really wanted in the town.
I mean, it sounds like we're just hunting down some lame ducks. That's no honor in that. What's the reward?
And all of our dreams and wishes coming true.
Yeah, well, I've offered it to you already. Everything you could possibly want.
I think if we stop the killing, we bring honor.
I think I want a drink right now.
He says, "Of course," and strains. He's trying to make it look nonchalant, but like he's really working and focusing whatever magical talent he does have, and he conjures you like a small glass of beer and hands it to you.
Thanks.
And he's like sweating with the effort.
I'm into it.
I love these rules. This is why I love D.
I mean, Yeah, between us being probably a little gullible already, our rules aren't helping anything whatsoever. Yeah, no, let's do it. I'll save your town. I'll avenge your previous mayor, and I'll bring greatness back to Loudwater. Loudwater?
Yes, Loudwater.
That's here.
Yeah, back to Loudwater.
Okay, excellent. I knew you would do it. Such noble adventurers could never deny this great purpose. And he again focuses like harder than he should for prestidigitation and throws open the outside door of the mirror hall with a grand gesture. The door kind of like slowly inches open. And when it does, you can walk outside and see that you are indeed in Loudwater. It's pretty shitty. There's a lot of ruined buildings that they just haven't been able to clean up because there are not enough people living here. There are trees that have fallen into the was city, now really a village. There's moss overgrown on everything. It's not great. You kind of wonder exactly what the elves would have been looking for here. I don't-
Yeah, he
So
didn't
you-
really give us a map.
He doesn't know where they are. All he can tell you is that they came from north of the town, and that was as much as anyone could tell while they were amidst raid.
So Dudes actually grabs a javelin out of his pack and he goes, "Let's go."
Okay, the couple of townsfolk near you scream and run away when you pull a javelin out.
When you are
and
half
start
orc.
running. There's a half orc with a javelin. Everyone run! It's happening again.
I don't think that was intended, but
Yeah, well.
my name's Rawone, by the way.
Vorian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Guess we're adventuring now.
I'm gonna get my food apparently.
Sure.
Okay. You all leave the town, heading north into the forest. Immediately it becomes apparent to you that you're going to need to do more.
Fat,
than
please
just-
don't start peeing. Please.
I'm not trying to pee. I'm going to get food.
Totally go pee.
You hear the
Damn
sound
it.
of a waterfall.
Well, that's why he called it Loudwater.
This has all just been actually a setup so that I could make you listen to you pee. It's
Oh,
just
God.
an elaborate prank. You enter the high forest north of Loudwater and realize immediately that you're going to need to actually figure out where the elves are, because if you try to just blindly wander around and find them, you will get lost and die in the forest. And none of you want to do that. Well, maybe some of you do, but
Just
generally,
to recap real quick, sorry. This is the forest that was kind of like walled off and forbidden by the elves, right? Because
Yep.
they're missing? Okay. So
You're
this
not
is
supposed to
kind
be
of forbidden woods. Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Cool.
It is deep, untouched, old-growth forest. At this point, they have so effectively forced everyone out that whatever trails there would have been reclaimed by the undergrowth and the trees.
How close is this town of Loudwater to these woods? Like, is it right on the outskirts?
It's right on the outskirts, which you think is why the elves had been raiding this town for so many years. It was because they were aggressively enforcing these borders all of a sudden. And so towns that happened to be situated on the high forest were subject to repeated elf raids.
Follow-up question: Where are those children coming from?
Oh, that's my wife watching a movie.
Oh, okay. This is very eerie.
Do you not just have a choir of children in your house?
I don't know whose house had the choir of children. That would make it very different depending upon whose house had them. All right. All right. Well. Yeah. Let me see here. Fan,
Yeah, I'm
what's tracking? What has that been moved to? Is it nature or
Tracking
survival?
is nature. Yeah.
Not survival.
Is survival a skill still?
Survival's still a skill. I mean, like, I'd imagine if you're like hunting an animal for food, it would fall under
So
survival. But if you're hunting
I'm
a
gonna
person,
tell you. I'm gonna say that it depends on what you're trying to find by tracking. So what are you looking
fair enough.
for?
Elves.
Just any old elf?
I mean, ideally a band of say raider elves. You
Okay,
know,
so you
maybe
wanna see
some
if you can
wounded ones
find-
even.
Yeah. So you want to see if you can pick up the trail of the elf party coming back from the raid on the town.
Bingo da.
Yeah, that'll be a survival roll.
All right.
Who all is searching, or is it just gonna be Morgan?
I'll search.
Everyone who wants to try and search for the elves, give me survival rolls. I'll be back upstairs in a second.
Yeah, son.
Fucking big money now. There we go.
Just tell me what you rolled, and I will be double checking.
We
It's
gotta.
21, 20, 17, 22.
Oh my gosh.
20 from source.
Yeah, Source got a natty 20.
Sort got it. Okay, so the three of you think you have found the trail. The three of you who didn't roll the natural 20 think that you have found where the elves are. Source, you get a vision that quickly overtakes your senses, and it's sort of dark and shadowy. You can't see much in the way of concrete or specific figures. And you hear a grinding voice that says, "Do you remember me, little warlock?" It's up to you if you want to actually remember your patron or not. I will play it either way.
I do not, in fact, remember. Is there any chance you could remember?
That's the most nonchalant way of speaking to a potential demon. No, I'm sorry. New phone, who dis?
Who dis? There's sort of what you would read into as like a stunned pause by this eldritch being that someone would speak to it that way. It says, "You are bound to serve me, wretched, impudent creature."
Can you prove it?
That may have been a bad idea. Roll me a
Like a
Constitution save.
contract signed in blood or something?
Yeah, no, I need you to roll me a Constitution save. It'll be
You're
1d20 plus your con modifier.
You're getting mind fucked. Our first fight will be inside Source's mind.
Do you have any con modifier?
Not that I see.
Oh boy. Okay.
Wait, as a warlock? He's a warlock. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes
I
and no.
thought warlocks had decent
There is
constitution.
nothing on this list that starts with.
If it's 11, it's 0. You take 11 points of psychic damage, and you feel an intense racking pain all over your body. And he says, "You will remember now." And
How much HP does she have?
the four of you are watching as she falls unconscious to the floor.
I'm gonna start like trying to get her up.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
she has 8
what's-
HP. Yeah.
What's going on? And I'm gonna start, trying
Roll
to
me
apply some
medicine. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. That's so bad. So Numpa, Rowan reaches down to the unconscious Bellamort. He looks up at the group and says, "Don't worry, I know what I'm doing," and just slaps her across the face. Buria pushes him out of the way, and actually, you're able to sort of, through doing CPR, wake her back up. Bellamort is awake with 1 hit point. But now you know you have an intense vision in your mind of exactly where these elves are, Bellamort. And you hear sort of fading that same voice saying, "Do not fail me again."
Okay, so good news, guys. I know where we have to go.
Oh, good.
That is the good news.
Yeah. What the
just
fuck just
happened there?
happened?
Yeah.
Um, so apparently, I work for a demon, and he told me where we have.
A demon. Well, I mean, you are a tiefling, by the way. So is it half devil or half demon? I don't remember.
Devil.
All right, because the ones that make the packs, not the really aggro ones.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Which actually,
You make packs with devils, I think.
when she says I work for a demon, roll me Arcana checks, everyone.
Everyone.
Not sorry, not Bellamort. Everyone but Bellamort. Roll me an Arcana check.
All right. Oh God. Sorry, this is so clunky. My bad. 19. No, 21.
Lorien,
21. Sorry,
yeah.
21.
Biria, you think it is very odd that a devil would ever work with a demon, because you know of something called the Blood War, which is literally the abyss and hell trying to kill each other. Vorian, you think it's impossible that she's working for a demon because a demon would never accept a tiefling, and you think she's probably working for something much worse than a demon.
All right. Grad. I'm gonna opt to keep that one to myself in my own brain.
Well, as long as we don't have to hang out with him, that's cool.
I mean, like, for all we know, we're just acquaintances for one mission here, so I don't need to share anything with you fuckers. So,
And you're the chosen one.
yeah, I mean, you know, exactly.
Yeah, well, if we know where we're going, let's go.
Yeah, lead on. Do you need a moment though? You seem, you know, you seem like you just took like a football tackle to the. Well, I guess that doesn't exist here. Never mind. Yeah, not that doesn't exist here either.
You look like you
You
just got
don't-
run over by an ox cart.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Fant.
Nah, I'm good. That slap woke me right. I'm good.
I told you I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, it wasn't the medicinal aid afterwards. It was the slap. All right.
Okay, so you know from your vision exactly where the elves were camped, at least as recently as last night, and you know exactly how to get there without getting lost in the forest. So if you'd like, you can lead the group to where you think you need to go.
Okay, I will lead you guys to the.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
I mean, I will. I rolled what? It was like a 19 as well. Given my attitude a little bit, I will kind of fact check what she's saying is the right route to what I thought was the right route. But otherwise, I
So
mean,
that'll
up here,
be
up
a
here
nature check.
again.
If you want to actually fact check. If you're just saying that for like, but if you actually want to say like, was this right or not? Yeah. Because now you're actively comparing. It's easier
Fine.
to see.
Yeah. I'll do it for the sake of doing it. I'm role playing an asshole here, guys. This is not how I normally am.
Yeah, okay.
A 6. I'm so wrong. I'm so wrong about everything.
Roll me an insight check on top of that as well.
Oh, you're breaking my balls here. He's just gonna keep trying until I roll lower and lower.
Nope, that's not it.
Insight. Hey! Oh, natty 20.
Look at
There we
that.
go.
There we go.
You realize very suddenly that you weren't following elves. You were following a forest troll. And
Probably what I was meant to actually follow, but that's fine.
Bellamort has shown you the path to the elves.
Fair enough. Yeah. Thank you, Yori. All right.
Alrighty. So, you are all proceeding through the forest, and
Can I do a perception check? You know,
you
just
absolutely may. You
for,
absolutely may.
some enemies in the brush.
Mhm.
Oh, and that's a +2.
17. Okay. You don't think there are enemies near you. You do get sort of a weird, almost spider sensey feeling. Like you can't quite put your finger on it, but something's off. You don't know what.
Guys, I don't know how I feel about this.
About what?
This place just seems pretty scary.
I mean, it's a woods that we're not normally supposed to be in here. That generally is a sense, it seems like a normal thing to feel.
All right. Well, I'm just feeling not okay right now. Something's watching us.
Okay. You all proceed further into the forest, and now I need either perception or nature checks, your choice for everyone.
Perception or nature.
Rowan, you're thinking about crepes.
Can it be beer?
Biria and Vorian.
Mm-hmm.
Biria, was that perception or nature? That was okay. So, and
Mine was
that
perception.
Yours was perception. Okay. Vorian, you feel like something is coming towards you that you can't really see. You just kind of feel it. Biria, you feel like something is about to happen. Okay.
I'm gonna react to that and
Bye.
also take a
You're gonna
defensive
take defensive
stance.
stance. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Pull my weapon out too.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Roll me dexterity checks, everyone.
Dexterity.
Fucking A.
Fuck me.
Ugh.
Not terrible for a minus. I actually have the highest one with a minus. What
You do.
the hell?
Yeah. So, Vorian, you managed to keep to your feet, perhaps because of your dwarven nature, perhaps just because of good luck, as a massive earthquake strikes the region. The
My low
rest of
center
you,
of gravity.
your low center of gravity, that's it. Your huge swinging balls. The rest of you are knocked off your feet onto the ground as the largest earthquake you've ever personally experienced strikes this part of the forest. Trees fall around you. You hear even larger crashing off in the deeper forest where the most massive trees are. Objects fall, birds scatter into the area, associated wildlife flee past you in all directions. And when the dust settles, you all are left in a forest where most of the trees have toppled. And the path you were following has basically been completely covered in debris. And you have no idea what that was because earthquakes are not common or natural for this part of Faerun.
Just to clarify, is this just a general earth shaking and things falling over, or was the earth actually kind of like, I can't remember the proper terms, but actually displacing?
As far as you can tell, it was just a quake.
Okay.
You don't know enough about earthquakes specifically to know beyond that without a roll.
As a dwarf?
As a hill dwarf,
Ah,
That's true.
fair enough.
Dank Hill.
Dankhill dwarf.
I'm gonna
Alright.
get back up, start looking
Oh,
around.
I'll start helping people up and all that.
Okay. Everyone is up to their feet. What do you do?
Yeah, does with the acceleration of kind of shitty things going on in the land, as you mentioned at the beginning, is anything like this commonplace that we would know of, or I assume knowledge checks,
Thus
whatnot?
far, you haven't heard of any natural disasters, but you can roll
Okay.
me a history if you want to check for that.
The check about the previous what was it called? It wasn't sundering, was it?
The second sundering.
It was sundering. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's very wow, and I don't.
Oh my god.
Nope.
A 0.
Wait, what? No one can roll a 0. What the fuck?
He
Dude,
rolled
yes,
a
you
1
can.
with a -1.
Oh. Oh.
Deuce
Okay.
doesn't think anything bad has ever happened before, and he's shocked that something bad would happen.
Everything's fine.
Sometime the Earth got a quake. What? No big deal.
Orion,
big
you
deal.
have no idea. Beria and Bellamort, you think this is odd. Thus far, what you know about what's the decline of the world, it hasn't included natural disasters.
Yeah, that was not.
Supernatural. Huh. Fair enough. How far? It's probably not worth going back to check on the town. Let's continue hunting these elves. We can check the town when we're done.
Okay. Does anyone else want to make any checks before you continue on?
I've been listening this whole time. Just check if I heard anything.
If you've been listening the whole time, I'll give you take 10 on that. So what's your perception modifier? Is it 0?
+2.
+2. Okay.
Yeah.
You just hear wildlife sort of panicking and running away.
Okay.
We're following. I'm sorry, I forgot people's names, so I'm just going by D&D names at the moment. Sources. I'm also pointing in the direction of the cameras, which is probably not going to work for wherever
No, it's
else.
going to be different for everyone.
Probably, but it's anyway.
Like you're pointing at the edge for me.
There we go.
You can
Source.
do that
We're following Source's instructions.
Hmm?
Do you know the general direction, or are we tracking? Because I imagine
She
everything
knew
falling
the
down.
path you needed to take to
Okay,
find the
so
elves,
this is not going to disrupt your tracking to find where the hell we're going. All right, then carry on. I guess that was quick.
After Beria says this is weird, anyone who would like to can make either an Arcana or Nature check to sort of reflect on what just happened.
I like to reflect.
Yeah, what was it?
Arcana or Nature, your choice. Yeah, you can. Once you sort of realize, like, that was weird, you can take a sec.
I rolled Arcane.
Okay. Vorian, was that Nature or Arcana?
Nature.
That was Nature. Okay. And you said you rolled Arcana number
Yeah.
for Rowan. Okay.
Yeah.
Rowan. Sorry, not Rowan. I will do that a million times. Vorian, you feel like that did not necessarily originate on this plane. Rowan, you are absolutely sure, and you only know this because of the story you heard while getting drunk with a retired adventurer, that originated in the Feywild and was something much worse in the Feywild that was so powerful you felt the after effects of it in this realm.
Okay, I tell them this.
Okay.
What?
Everyone roll me history check see if you know what the Feywild is.
I got my gifts from a Fey creature. Do I have to
So
roll?
you know what the Feywild is. And I'll explain it once people have rolled.
I express concern for my patron.
Also, can I roll acrobatics to see if my small cup of beer spilled when I got knocked to the ground?
You can roll me sleight of hand.
Okay, that'll do.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, I forget what's been merged to just generic dexterity checks and whatnot.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
You did not spill a drop.
All right, I'm gonna drink it then.
And you actually kept it so still that it's just as carbonated as it was.
Damn, man, no extra foam or nothing.
Nice.
Okay.
Kept it flat to prevent flatness.
So, Vorian, you know, and Deuce, you know, probably because of your natural history, the Feywild is a plane of existence that runs parallel to the plane you are on, which is the prime material plane. And that is the source of elves and other Fey and Sylvan creatures. And
It's
the
the Emerald
Feywild,
Dream if you're not familiar with
it's basically the
D&D
Emerald
stuff.
it's,
I mean,
the,
WoW's ripped off everything from D&D. It's just a very quick way to
Yeah.
understand it.
It's the geography tends to be the same between the Feywild and the prime material plane. Some features are different, and the Feywild tends to be more wild, perhaps from its name, more overgrown. The trees and plants flourish more, and magic on the Feywild tends to be more powerful. But yeah, you were able to determine from that whatever that quake was, that was actually just the ripple of something horrible that happened in the Feywild. Do with that information what you will.
I'm gonna continue in the moment with what we're doing and not express anything. But I internally I have concern for my patron that granted me my druidic powers and whatnot. So that everything's okay with him.
Okay. So you continue following the trail that Bellamort was gifted by her patron, and as you are nearing the camp where the elves were, I need perception checks from everyone.
Can I also suggest we eat soon too? Can I roll for that or some shit?
Oh, I wasn't sure if you meant in real life or not.
No. Like in the game, you know, like
So
I mean, Sora's took a huge blow to the.
that's a good point. I mean, what
and
time
then
of
this
day is
dude's
it right now?
This dude's drinking on an
It's-
empty stomach.
It's about at this point it's about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and it's towards the end of summer, so there's still a fair amount of light.
All right. Sorry, you said perception check, right?
Yes, please. Okay. So, couple things happen all at once. You round a bend on the path, and you see in front of you 6 really weird-looking dogs. They don't have really any fur, and their ears are swept back in a weird pattern. Let me see if I can find a picture for you here. And all 6 of these dogs are barking their heads off. And they're barking in a way that isn't just like, oh, it's an angry dog. They're barking with intent. And they actually seem to be barking at you. Here, they look, let me get a preview. They look like this.
Hey, monster
Oh,
manual.
And they are barking at you in a way that doesn't make you think it's threatening. It's like they're trying to tell you something. And let me look at the rules again.
As an outlander, don't I have like a connection with like wildlife?
No, not as a barbarian.
Fuck me. Then.
Hold on. Bellamort and so Vorian, you are pretty sure they're barking at something behind you. Bellamort, you turn around and you see in a tree slowly coming down the side of the tree. If I can find it in here.
So I don't even have to speak with animals if I don't need to.
Nope. Something that looks like this.
Oh, yay. It's a displacer beast.
You don't know what that is in character, though. And you are pretty sure, Bellamort, that the dogs, whatever they are barking at whatever this terrible thing is. Do you point out to the group the terrible thing behind you?
Wait, which is the one of us that noticed it?
Yeah.
Vorrigan, you noticed that the dogs were barking at something behind you.
Mhm.
Bellamort actually turned around and saw what it was.
So guys, there's this really ugly thing in the tree behind.
So judgmental.
Okay, so when you all turn around and look at it, I am going to need 2 nature checks from each of you.
2 of them.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Roll those as separate. Don't roll 2d20. Damn, Source, there's the good rolls. Wow,
Oh
Death.
shit. Yeah, okay, it does say so.
No.
That was a D20 and then
That's perfect.
Damn, dude.
It was a d20 and then a d20. That's fine.
At 20.
No, the second one wasn't D20. It was a 16 plus
No,
a 4.
You rolled 1d20 both times.
Right. But the first time I got a 20 and the second
Yeah.
time I got a
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you meant 2 natural 20s.
No. So Bellamort, let's see. So Beria, you're not sure what the dogs are. You don't think they're regular dogs. And you're pretty sure thing in the tree is a displacer beast. Rowan, you have no idea what either of these things are, except that they're not regular dogs, and that's not a regular cat. Let me look at... Yeah, Deuce, you have no idea what either of these things are. Bellamort, you know that these are blink dogs, and that the thing behind you is definitely a displacer beast. And Vorian knows that not only are these blink dogs and that's a displacer beast, you actually know a lot about displacer beasts, and you know that blink dogs are the natural enemy of displacer beasts, and that blink dogs relentless blink, as in teleport.
I would like to point out that when I said displacer beast, you said my character didn't know that, and despite you, I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, it's great. It's perfect. Blink dogs hunt displacer beasts across the Feywild and the Prime Material Plane. Further, with your natural 20, you are pretty sure that these blink dogs and displacer beast were fighting in the Feywild, and that whatever happened in the Feywild caused them to fall here somehow, because they don't seem to have purposefully come to the Prime Material Plane. And the displacer beast, to the extent you can read emotion on its face, seems pissed off that you turned around and looked at it. And I'm going to need initiative rolls from everyone.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna look at Deuce, and then look at his weapon, and then look at him again, and nod.
I'm going
any of this happens.
When I notice the displacer or recognize the displacer beast, I'm going to yell displacer beast, and then
Okay.
whatever.
When he says that, you've all heard of displacer beasts. Bellamort is the only one who knows anything about them, which is that they're pretty malicious. They're known for hunting down and picking people off just for the fun of it, and that they can do some weird shit with illusion.
But sorry, initiative is what stat again?
So you should have an initiative modifier somewhere on your character sheet.
I've been using the Adventures Codex this whole time, and that is not super. Oh, it's -1. Okay, it's Dex. So it's your Dex modifier. It looks like it is. That makes sense.
It's Dex, and then there are some bonuses you can sometimes get to it. Oh, the dog's kind of fucked it.
Yep, I know what it is, but I'm very slow getting my weapon out.
Dog's got a 4.
You limber up. You got to limber
Looks
up
okay.
before a
The
good fight.
displaced beast didn't
Otherwise,
do well either. So
that's fine.
okay. Maria with a 19. Eleanor with a 12. Damn.
Warlocks don't have to prepare spells, right? It's just known spells. Right? Yeah, okay. So she should just have a list of known spells already. Okay, I just wanted to double check that.
I believe
Alright.
that's correct.
I
think it's
forgot
only-
to choose my spells for the day. I did a little bit of retroactive shit, but it doesn't. It shouldn't
That's fine.
matter.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Okay. Ramon, you're first.
Okay, how far am I away from the beast?
The displacer beast is about 10 feet up in a tree, 15 feet behind you.
Okay. I'm gonna, pull my scythe out and then chill.
Chill.
Yeah.
You want to ready an action or anything?
Yeah. Let me hold an action, or hold my action until the blink gets down.
Okay. Biria. I was assuming you weren't off in some weird place from the group. It's about 15 feet behind all of you. Okay. You take the total defense action. Okay. Bellamort.
I am going to throw a hellish rebuke at it.
Hellish rebuke. All right. I don't remember how that works mechanically.
I'll just read it to you if you want.
Yes, please. This is why I
Hellish
like having
rebuke.
character sheets in front of me.
You point your finger, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. I think it's a reaction only.
Oh,
So
wait.
yeah. So if something hits you, it's basically a free action counterattack that sets them on fire.
All right. How about an Eldritch Blast?
Ah,
You can
yeah.
get an Eldritch Blast.
Good
That seems
old
good.
cantrip. It's just a shadow bolt. Pretty
Very
much.
warlocky. I like it. I'll do that.
Banjo blast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to read what that does. So it's
Yeah, I don't remember what Eldritch Blast does. Hold on.
1d10.
But is it an attack roll or a save? That's what I get.
Oh, casting time, 1 action, range. A beam of crackling, making a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 force damage.
Okay. Roll me your spell attack.
Actually, before we get too in the weeds here, can we take like a quick minute break here?
Yeah,
I think Yuri's stepping
absolutely.
away for a second, so I just want to grab a beer before we actually start fighting stuff.
Yes,
Sure.
Yeah, so let's just take a quick break before this starts getting serious.
Okay.
Well, everyone's AFK fan. Do I need to add anything to my roll, like my?
You should have a spell attack modifier. Warlock spells are based on charisma.
All right.
And you should have also some modifier to that, I think. Yeah. Okay. So your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. So what's your charisma modifier source
+1.
for charisma?
That's what it says.
Wow, that's low. So your plus with your spell attacks will be +3.
did that.
So that actually worked out well because when you're attacking the Displacer Beast, you roll twice and take the lower roll. I'll explain why when people get back.
Okay. So you want me to roll twice?
Nope, I'm going to use that first one. That
Or the
didn't work.
shitty one that I messed up?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, the one thing I like the Fant about the Adventures Codex is if I can go to the spell page, it has all the spells here. I click on them and it's just immediately the description. I don't have to worry about
That's nice.
like grabbing them all and all that stuff. And I can keep track. I can check mark the ones that I have prepared and keep track of it very easily without having to flip through the book for every single spell, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is also what
spells
D&D Beyond
sucks.
did as well, which was really awesome. Like just as a quick spell reference, you can just
Mhm.
bookmark all the ones you give a crap about. Because like when you have like 50 spells and you have to prepare one of them, it's like, oh yeah, what does this one do again? What does this one do again? It's just a nightmare.
Yuri, did you build Bellamort? Why is her charisma modifier +1? That's very low. Warlocks are charisma casters. I will allow you to, since you mixed up, you can swap her into her charisma right now. Because that's just a mistake.
Yeah, different. Yeah, all of her spell castings are charisma based.
Yeah, warlocks are like sorcerers.
You're gonna have to show me how to do that real quick.
I'll keep track of it. It's okay. You can just fix it for next time. We're going to switch how we do character sheets anyway. So
Okay.
Effectively, you're casting spells with how charismatic you are instead of how smart you are.
well, so it's more that what charisma really is strength and personality. Because like you can have a high charisma character who's a piece of shit, but he's so inspiring and forceful that people go along with what he says. Charisma is really just charisma is just a measure of your strength and personality, and so it's used for casting spells that are more wild, uncontained magic, which is why it's used for sorceress magic and warlock magic. Because those, if for sorcerers, it's because they're literally just trying to channel this raw, untamed power in their souls. And for warlocks, it's because you're calling upon your bond with a deity or an archfey or whatever, and you're trying to convince it to lend you more of its power. Warlocks are basically eldritch lawyers.
It's actually, well, I was gonna say it's very similar to shaman casting actually, where their casting is entirely based upon actually they don't have inherent abilities like everything else. They just they say elements do this for me, and the stronger your bond with that is, the stronger your casting is.
Yeah. All right. Is Numa back yet? I can't tell.
Yeah, back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, as Bellamort turns and unleashes a shadowy bolt of energy at the Displacer Beast, you all notice that in the second she fires it off, what you thought was just the Displacer Beast, you realize it's actually two Displacer Beasts that look superimposed on one another, and they're both kind of coruscating back and forth.
Fucking Displacer Beasts.
And Vorian, you know that this is something Displacer Beasts can do. They project an image of themselves that makes it hard to hit them.
Yeah.
And so the Shadow Bolt looks like it's going to strike true. and actually sails right through what turned out to be the illusory displacer beast.
Putting things in WoW terms, they're fucking warp stalkers.
Kinda. It's more like a rogue with evasion.
Fair enough.
And Vorian, it is your turn.
Dope. It is still a bitch either way. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me double check here. How far away is it from me?
15 feet, 10 feet up in a tree, so about 20 feet total, I guess.
20 feet.
But it is 10 feet off the ground, so.
Oh. So 10 feet off the ground. You're gonna make me triangle this.
So this is what I'm saying. It's the tree it's in is 15 feet away.
Right.
It's 10 feet up on the tree, so it's about 20 feet away in total.
Let me double check my movement because I don't remember it as a dwarf. I think it's 25 feet. So I will walk. All right. I will move towards it sufficiently so that I can cast. Is that worth casting? Sorry, let me just double check the range on this. Yes, I'll get close enough to cast poison spray on it, which is a 10 feet distance, which I should be able to get within that distance to poison spray up the tree.
I was hoping it could do that. Okay. So roll me 2 d20s and take the lower one.
I take the lower one. All right. So yeah, standard disadvantage. All right. Let me see here.
This is just a regular attack against AC, right?
Oh, actually, no. There's no roll on this. I don't think. You extend
This
your
is
hand towards the
safe?
creature, and you can see within range, project a puff of noxious gas from your palm. They have to do a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Okay.
Yeah, bitch. I know my rolls suck ass, so I didn't want to rely on it for my cantrip.
Okay. What is the effect from that?
If the effect is 1d20, oh excuse me, 1d12 poison damage.
1d20 poison damage.
Yeah, 1d12. So let me
Roll me a d12.
Yeah. 1d12, baby. All right.
Okay.
He just gets a whiff of poison. Little.
You do manage to hit the real displacer beast, but it's very nimble, and so it takes just the bare edge of your poison spray.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Deuce.
All right, so since the attacks weren't so effective, I'm gonna intimidate it. So I grab my axes, pull them out. I put my little bear cub on my back. That's where he goes when I'm in battle. You know what I mean? And I step out, and I'm just like, "Rah!" You know, trying to. Can I do a roll for that intimidation?
Yeah, you can roll to intimidate. There's an intimidate skill.
Yep. Is it charisma based or strength
It is charisma based. Yep. It's intimidation. It's charisma based.
All right,
And if you're proficient, you add your proficiency bonus. $15. Okay. The displacer beast actually is kind of cowed by your show of strength. Maybe because it's been fighting with the blink dogs. Maybe because it doesn't understand how it ended up in the prime material plane. They're not super smart. And it sort of nervously backs up the tree a little away from you. Whatever that means in displacer beast. I think that's the party. Yes. Okay. So now it's the displacer beast turn. So the displacer beast is frightened of Deuce, but this fucking asshole dwarf hit it with poison.
Yes, I did.
So, yep. What is the reach on its attack? 10 feet. Okay.
Come at me, bitch.
Are you at the base of the tree?
I got as close as I needed to be able to hit. I had a range of 10.
You're at the base of the tree. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the base of the tree with my palms facing upwards like an idiot.
Shit on you.
So the displacer beast whips out with its tentacles. One of them sails past you, but one of them tags you right on the back of the neck and rips into you with those claws on the pads. And you take.
Do you have my correct AC now?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
13 points of damage. Why did you run at the displacer beast?
I think I got the shit knocked out of me. I am out. Cool. I have 10 HP.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm knocked out.
I'll
Cheers,
let you
guys.
make a con save to avoid going down in one hit like that, because you're a dwarf.
Fuck yeah, I'm a dwarf. Let me see. Constitution save. Fuck. Are they just do you just add your modifiers to the saves? I
Mhm.
can't remember.
Yep.
Okay. I
That's
thought
all it is now.
the Constitution's a +2. Okay. So
Nope.
I'm
Your
out.
dwarven constitution is not enough to carry you, and you face
Nope.
plant,
Yep.
bleeding profusely from a wound in your back.
Yep.
Okay.
So the
I meant
blink
to do
made
that.
an attack. Do I get to?
The blink dogs haven't gone yet.
Can-
They're about to go. The blink dogs and the
Oh, okay,
displacer
okay.
beast both really pooched it on initiative.
Okay, got it.
So the blink dogs, you notice, are
Chicken arrest.
they
Arrest,
all,
chicken.
as one,
Arrest.
as a pack, teleport right behind the beast and bite it as they fall. That one misses. That one hits. That one hits. Oh, I shouldn't really do that one. Misses. That was 4. That one hits. That one hits. Okay. What is their damage again? I can't remember offhand. Save me, Monster Manual. It's a D6. Please be a D6. Yes. Oh, I put all my D6s away. That was stupid.
We're just supposed to trust your rolls, but you have to see ours, Fant? Is that how it works?
It's just like having a DM screen.
I know, I'm fucking around.
Oh, come on, dogs. Okay. 4 of the dogs managed to bite into the displacer beast. Only one of them seems to really get its jaws in there and get a solid connection. And they all fall to the ground. But you notice, as the dogs bite the displacer beast, the image it was projecting blinks out. And it's just the single displacer beast left, now bleeding from some of the wounds from the blink dogs. And we are back to Rowan.
Okay, I'm gonna go give this guy some medicine. Like, he just got knocked out. So I'm gonna go run over to Vorian,
Okay.
and if I can, drag him out a little bit and maybe do some medicine on him.
That's right.
Let's see what your medicine roll is.
Suck up to your guild leader. Yes.
Well, I mean, you're dead, dude.
I'm knocked out.
He's
Like,
not dead. He's
I
unconscious.
have to fail 3 rolls to die.
Yeah, you either have to fail 3 rolls or get reduced to negative your maximum hit points.
Yeah, that's my medicine roll.
Nice. Okay. You drag Vorian about 5 feet away from the base of the tree. And this time, instead of slapping him, you go, right, first aid. And you pull out the medical supplies you have on you and bandage this wound on the back of his neck and apply antiseptic and put smelling salts under his nose. And Vorian's eyes sort of flutter open. Ugh.
How much health am I getting back here?
You are at 1 HP.
1
You are
HP.
awake and prone.
Prone. All right.
All right, that was Ramon's turn. Biria. And you noticed, by the way, when the dogs hit this displacer beast, they dragged it about 5 feet down the trunk of the tree. So now it actually, if you were standing at the tree, you would be able to swing up and hit it.
Did we lose source there? gonna say yes. We lost source.
Looks like it.
Okay.
Oh, she typed in Discord. Her phone just died.
Oh. Well, her character passed out.
Well, it's not her turn yet. It's still Buria's turn. She can get to a computer. She's got time.
She could also defer her action.
True. Yep. As a first level fighter.
I think your combat techniques you get level 2.
As
Yeah,
a
I
fighter?
think so.
Yeah, I think fighters, for the most part, just have basically smack it, and I think that's about it.
I got a lot.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't meet it enough, so that was my.
You get a fighting style at level 1.
Oh, yeah. And you have second wind. Okay, so you have the ability to heal yourself, but that's about it.
Do you remember what fighting style you took?
2 weapon fighting, protection, great weapon fighting, dueling, defensive, archery are your options. I hear the blink dogs.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Roll me an attack roll.
Very rarely has gone wrong.
And you do not need to make this at disadvantage.
was
Oh, but it didn't matter. So even though the illusion around the Displacer Beast has faltered, you trip on a root, and your pike just sails past the Displacer Beast. And it looks at you almost disdainfully, like, come on, man. And it is Bellamore's turn.
You back with us, Source?
Yeah, I'm
I
here.
heard it join.
Okay, so I missed a lot of what happened. I couldn't hear you guys.
The dogs attacked the Displacer Beast.
Numba
Your
picked me
husband-
up and healed me.
Numba healed dastard. Your husband missed the Displacer Beast. And it is now your turn.
Okay. So I am going to try. Thermagurdy? Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let me look up first level warlock spells.
So what spell are you saying? Those yours, Fant? Those dogs?
That's my blink dog. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, which spell were you trying to cast, Source?
I typed it out.
Ah, thaumaturgy. I think that was just like making
Thaumaturgy
lights
is not
appear.
your cast spell.
Yeah, it's like make lights appear and like little tricks of.
Yeah, I'm gonna distract it while we figure out what we're doing.
Okay. Roll me your spell attack. What are you doing with this thaumaturgy to distract it? Like, how are you making that distracted?
Can I like throw a stake at it or something?
There's 6 options here. You alter the appearance of your eyes for 1 minute. You instantaneously cause an unlocked door window to fly open to slam shut.
Since she's doing it as an attack, I'll let her trick it
Whatever?
and do something.
Okay.
Yeah. I just need to know what she's actually doing. So you said you're conjuring an illusory stake and throwing it at the Displacer Beast?
Yeah, something that'll make it go, ooh, look over there.
Okay. So, with your, it says 15, it's actually a 17 if you're using your charisma. You conjure an enormous, delicious-looking cut of meat. It looks like the big cuts of meat from Monster Hunter. And you float it near the head of the displacer beast, and there are little sort of delicious scent lines coming off. And the displacer beast goes and looks at the steak and seems like it really wants the steak. So you think you've gotten it interested in this illusory steak.
Yes.
Vorian, you are awake, lying on
Yeah.
the ground, feeling terrible.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself, I guess.
Okay.
Be a little selfish here. 1d4 plus my spell modifier, which is. Wait, let me see here. Spellcasting ability modifier, which should be, I think, charisma.
Druid
No,
is
wisdom. Right. Is +3, so 1d4 +3. Okay. Seven. I heal myself for 7.
Alrighty. Do you want to stand up?
Yeah, I
Your
would like
move
to
action?
stand. I would like to stand up and heal myself. And
Okay.
how far? I got dragged away from the tree, so yeah.
You got dragged about 5 feet away from the tree. You're still within range of the displacer beast if it goes after you, but it seems to be focusing on this illusory steak.
I will take if I can also take a step or two back. I will.
That you can't do that anymore.
Okay, then no
I
worries.
got rid of that. Deuce, you're up.
I'll just go for an attack.
Okay.
You're a barbarian, right?
He is a barbarian.
Can I go into rage?
You can go into rage if you want.
Is that a free action for barbarians?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. So it's just it's just a 1d20 roll?
So, let me refresh myself on how rage works. So you should have an attack modifier somewhere on your character sheet. Is that correct?
Strength?
Yeah, it's +2
It's
damage.
Strength and then proficiency as well. And your proficiency is +2. So what's your strength modifier?
+5.
Wait, +5.
+5.
That's what it says.
There's no way your strength.
Oh, no. Saving throws. That's my bad. Hold on.
Should be +3, I'm gonna imagine.
I assume it's +3.
Yeah,
Oh,
+3 is
yeah.
the
So,
highest
yeah,
one.
+3. My bad. Yeah.
Okay.
So the top one.
So you're gonna go into a rage.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you make when you're in your rage, when you make an attack check using strength, you roll twice and take the higher number, which is called having advantage.
Okay.
Oh, really? It applies to strength attack rolls as well?
Strength checks and strength saving throws.
Wow, I didn't realize.
Rage is very good.
I didn't realize a strength attack was considered a strength check.
Roll me a second one there, Deuce. Okay, so you swing in, you enter your rage. You swing in, and you think you're gonna miss, but you manage to correct just at the last second, and glance with your weapon into the displacer beast. Roll me some damage, and you get a bonus 2 to your roll in addition to whatever modifier you normally get.
So do I have to add the strength, the +3?
So +3 for your strength, and then +2 for your rage, and then whatever the weapon die is. I don't know what you're rolling.
You had the great axe, right, Deuce?
Oh, it's 1d12, right? Yeah, great axe.
D12. Okay, so roll me a D12 +5.
That includes his proficiency. Yeah, that should be everything. Yeah.
Okay. You managed to connect a solid hit on the displacer beast, and I'm actually gonna give you another 2 bonus damage because you successfully intimidated it last time, and it's distracted, and you managed to get right into the side of its neck. I'm gonna bump your damage by 4, so that you deal 12. And the displacer beast, because it was frightened of you and hadn't been paying attention, it's just an enormous gash now in its neck from your axe, and it roars in pain.
How much was that total?
So he got 8, and I gave him a bonus 4 because of his successful intimidate and the displacer beast being distracted. So 12 total.
Got
Damn,
him.
dog.
Fucking got him.
All right. It is now the displacer beast's turn. Displacer beast turns from the stake. It's still clearly paying a little attention to the stake, but it is not like what Deuce just did. So here come the tentacles. That one misses. Ooh, that one definitely hits. So distracted by the pain and the stake, the displacer beast still manages to get a solid connection with Deuce's left arm. 4, 9, 13, 6 damage. Because since you are raging, you take half damage from this attack, which is good. So you're able to fight through the pain and stay standing, but you do take 6 damage. And as it connects, the displacer beast's illusion winks back into life, and suddenly there are 2 of them again. And now the blink dogs go. The displacer beast now lower on the tree. The blink dogs just crowd around it and bite at it. That one misses. That one really misses. That one misses. Come on, dogs. Need one of you to do something. None of the blink dogs are able to connect, unfortunately.
Jesus.
And they just howl in frustration. And it is Rowan's turn.
Okay. Am I tall enough to hit the beast?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'm going to do my attack and my offhand attack as well. And-
Make those at disadvantage.
Okay. So many rolls. Attack with Dex.
Okay, that's your main hand.
Yes, that's my main hand.
Okay. Roll me your offhand.
Do I add my proficiency bonus to my offhand too?
But wait, sorry, real quick here, Fan. How long do you expect this to go on for? I just have Kinky asking about keys and stuff like that. When to expect availability for that?
I have plenty more, but I'm happy to cut it early. And there's a pretty good decent cut point coming up once we get through this combat. So however long it takes you guys to finish this fight. Hopefully not more than an hour.
Okay, so within an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, you add your proficiency bonus with your offhand.
Okay. So I got a 13 and then a 9.
Okay. So you swing in. What are your weapons? What are you wielding?
A sickle.
In each hand?
No, I have a bare hand. My offhand.
A sickle and then your fist?
Yes.
Okay. So you swing in with your sickle and you manage to connect right with the displacer beast's shoulder. And you realize that you've hit the real one. And so you're able to connect solidly with your follow-up punch. So roll me damage for both of your attacks.
Okay.
And as you connect with the sickle, the displacer beast's illusion winks out again.
It's 9 damage.
9 damage. Alrighty. Okay. Biria, it is your turn. Yeah, with your pike, you should be. Okay. We get again. You go in and miss. You think someone must have greased up the hilt of the pike before you started fighting. Bellamort,
Yes.
it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to use my crossbow.
I would advise you not use your crossbow. I would use a spell.
Okay.
As a warlock, you should be using your spells.
Yuri, you look upset. What has happened?
He hasn't hit with a single attack.
Okay. Can we try the Eldritch Blast again then?
Absolutely. Make that at +5.
The attack roll?
Well, I'm letting her switch her because. Oh!
Oh.
All right. What are the 5e crit rolls now?
Do spells
sorry.
crit?
It's just double damage. Okay.
Double
Attack
damage?
spells. Attack spells crit. Like you roll 2 dice instead of 1.
Oh, 2 damage dice. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
2d10 damage.
Okay. Bellamort, you manage to, as the Displacer Beast dodges away from the pike of Biria, just connect right in the center of its head with a blast of Eldritch Energy from your palm. So roll me damage and roll an extra damage dice.
So 2d10
2d10.
plus your charisma.
Does that get a plus? Eldritch Blast?
I thought, well, her spell modifier, right? Her spell attack modifier or spell damage modifier, which should be charisma, I think.
They keep changing the rules for how the attacks
So
will.
D10 plus 5 twice.
2d10 with no plus. Yeah, no plus. Just 2d10.
Yeah, I'll double check that, but my understanding was it was plus her spell casting modifier.
That didn't work.
Yeah, she has a spell attack modifier, and it's your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier on spell attacks. Oh, that's the attack.
That's the attack. I don't think spells get
Right.
a damage roll usually. Spells generally don't get a damage bonus. Just roll me 2d10.
I
still be pretty good.
tried. It's not.
You can't do
work.
that in
Oh,
chat. You
I'm
have to-
wrong channel.
So we don't have the button here.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
There we go.
All right. You can connect with a very solid blast of Eldritch Energy right into the Displacer Beast's head. It is not happy about that at all. Borean.
I am up. And let's see here. How far away is he from me at this point? Since I didn't back up.
It's fewer than 10 feet away.
Let's just go with another poison spray then.
Okay. That's a con save, right?
Yes.
Okay, roll me damage.
That's not right. Ignore that roll. Oh,
That's
oh,
a lot.
12.
The
12 out of
soft
12.
crit. Okay. The beast does manage to dodge out of some of this wave of poison, but a lot of it hits it right along the wound that Deuce had previously opened.
That's right, bitch.
It's starting to it's not doing great. It's really it's got a lot of open cuts. And Deuce,
High
you're
five,
up.
buddy. All right. So, let me see. Can I use my hand axe? Both of them?
You
I can
do
dual
whatever
wield,
you want.
right?
I don't think you can dual wield.
He
Oh,
can.
fuck.
He can.
Can he?
He can. There's specific rules for dual wielding though. I think you just use your I forgot how it works.
So is a hand axe a light weapon? I can't remember.
Yeah, hand axes are both one-handed light weapons that he can dual
Okay.
wield with.
So you can dual wield those, yes.
He can dual wield with them. I forgot the rules for it. We looked it up at one point, and I forgot. There's like you add something to a modifier, but you don't get like 2 attacks or anything like that. Actually, let me just look up dual wield real fast. It may take you a minor or like a bonus action to switch weapons, right? He was using his great axe before.
Yeah.
So I'll stick to the great axe. But can
Okay.
I use
Okay.
savage attacks with great axe?
What is savage attacks?
Yeah, what the
How do
fuck
I
are
see
those?
it? I see it on my features and traits.
Oh, I think that's. I don't even know what the hell that is.
That's
That's probably
a
just.
that's a half orc racial.
What
Savage
does it
attacks.
do?
When you score a critical hit with a melee weapon attack, you can roll one of the weapon's damage dice one additional time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's nonsense.
So that applies to any weapon you use. If you roll a crit, you just obliterate whatever you were fighting.
You're still raging, so I mean, if you just swing again, like
You are still raging.
yeah, you just get the benefits of that.
So if you're gonna attack it, then roll me 2 attacks. Take the higher one.
and I add the strength, right, and all that other shit.
Yep, you add +5 to your attacks. Okay. You can roll again and see if you crit if you want.
Ooh.
Oh, close. Real close. Okay. You connect very solidly with the Displacer Beast. Roll me damage. 1d12 +5. That's d20. Nah. That is brutal. Deuce, still in his rage, confident now that he can smell blood in the air, that it's going to be Displacer Beast for dinner, comes down with the axe right into the spine of the Displacer Beast, and it is not doing well. It is a deeply unhappy camper.
You just took an axe in the spine and it's still around.
It's a Displacer Beast. It's got a big spine. Okay.
Has 2 spines.
It's two-
It's 2 spines now. Yeah.
Okay. The Displacer Beast on its turn is what is it going to do? It's not happy at all. Well, it's going to go after Deuce because that's the asshole who just fucked it up. But it can't see very well. He's got blood in his eyes.
Let's go.
The tentacles whip past Deuce, but the Displacer Beast is just in rage and in pain and in fear and doesn't manage to get anything useful done with that.
What the fuck? Am I the only one who's been no? You already got slapped around, right?
Here, guys. No, Deuce got hit last time. He just
Oh,
because
okay.
of his rage, he takes half damage.
Just a little nick in the arm. None big.
You're so angry you don't take enough damage. You don't take any damage.
Local man
Fucking-
too angry to die.
Yeah. What the fuck is that shit?
Sounds about right.
Oh, okay. The dogs go in for a coordinated pack attack, and of the 6 blink dogs, 5 of them sink their jaws into the Displacer Beast. This might be nights out for Kitty Cat. Yep. As the blink dogs crowd around the Displacer Beast, baying with their bloodlust, they sink their jaws into its throat and under its armpit and into its belly. The Displacer Beast lets out a keening wail and collapses. And just
Or-
an enormous pool of blood spreads out from underneath it.
Horseshit, they get the killing blow, but fine. Fair enough.
And as the displacer beast collapses, and the blink dogs all in unison look at you and nod, and then wink out.
All right.
Fuck
So-
yeah.
Combat is over. We are out of initiative. You may investigate. You may take a short rest if you want. What you do now is up to you.
Investigate the displacer beast. Just kind of take a look at it, see if
Okay.
there's anything.
Roll me either nature or arcana.
I'm gonna start eating for sure, and like chilling out.
You can take a short rest and use your healing dice. I don't think
I'm
you're
full
hurt though.
health. Full health.
22.
22 nature. Okay.
22 nature, yeah.
So
What's up with my
Uh,
rolls, dude? Jesus Christ.
you rolled the rolls that matter well. Deuce, you look down at this and you're like, "What is that exactly?" I mean, I killed it, but what is it? Buria, Bellamort, you don't notice anything. It seems like a displacer beast. Vorian, you think that based on some markings around its neck, before Deuce hewed its neck in half, you think what?
I was trying to use my hit dice, which I restored 1 health. Fuck me.
Woo! You think that the displacer beast was wearing a collar at one point, and you know that in the Feywild, the Fey of the Unseelie court will keep displacer beasts as pets, and train them to act as guards or even just for amusement. And you think that it is likely that this displacer beast was kept as a pet, which may explain why it didn't really fight like a normal displacer beast fight. Displacer beasts normally will sneak up on you. They're cunning. They will try to pick off one person. They won't spread out what they're doing, and they'll flee if they think they're going to fall. This one kind of panicked, and you think that maybe it grew up in a life of relative comfort and was not actually used to fighting.
Okay. I'll relay basically that information to the group. Well, it hasn't all the elfin stuff kind of disappeared and gone to shit. If that's the case, then possibly.
That's on this plane. You think the displacer beast came from the Feywild originally.
Oh,
You don't know what's been going on in the Feywild recently.
fair enough.
I say we keep going.
What's a Feywild?
I look for elves to slay.
You don't see any elves.
I'm
Okay.
looking for.
Okay. You continue deeper into the forest, following the vision that Bellamort had, and you come into a clearing, and in front of you, you see another displacer beast, and that's where we'll end.
Okay. Just like a clearing with another displacer beast.
Fuck.
Oh, displacer beast left and right. Did people take short rests? Because I mean, I
You
took
did
enough.
take a short rest, so
If one of us
Maria-
does, I assume everyone does, right? Like
if one of you
weird.
does, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
If like you can all spend hit dice.
Okay, so yeah, take what your hit dice are and then just roll that and restore that much health. So Deuce, in your case,
D12 for barbarian.
really? Fucking hell.
Barbarians
guys-
are very tough.
Yeah, why would Yeah.
So okay, you're back to full health.
Yeah.
I don't think I trust you to keep track of shit for me.
Such love.
Yeah. I'm at 9 HP out of 10. I needed to restore 2 and I rolled a 1. So fuck me.
Yeah, you've been pretty unlucky today.
Yup. That's fine. So is life. Such is life.
Such is life.
You were the chosen one to be attacked.
I'm the chosen one. It was all part of the plan. I came back up. I healed myself, and then I hit him with a lot of poison damage. I hit him for 12 poison damage in revenge, which was.
Technically, you hit him for 6 poison damage.
I mean, only because of his hardiness, and had nothing to do with my ability on that one.
So, what is being a chosen one without a little adversity, right? You gotta fall down so you know what it's like to get back up.
Again, they're never gonna keep me down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
make me call the rhythm bot.
I don't think. Oh, it could probably go into this channel. Please don't.
Probably.
All in due time. Okay. So I guess a couple follow-up questions. One, when do we want to do this again?
I'd love to do it next weekend if we could have a longer session. That was pretty short.
It was fairly short. I mean, we ended up wasting a lot of time kind of getting set up, so we just need to make sure we're clear about when we're actually starting, so that we can. But yeah, I'm fine actually having like a longer couple-hour session and all that next weekend. Is Saturday, Friday, Sunday? What day works best for people?
I'm around all 3 of those. So.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I got nothing going on. I got no life.
Deuce, what's your schedule like?
Right now, free. It's probably going to be like that for the next like 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Okay. Do we want to plan to get together on Friday or around, like?
Yeah.
Hello.
You're on camera, dear.
It was adorable to watch, though.
I thought I would just crawl in and ask what was going on, but no, apparently not. What's happening?
We just finished our game.
Oh.
Do you want to say Friday around like, I don't know, noon PST, 3 p.m. EST? Does that work for people?
Yeah.
Wait, Friday?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
right.
doesn't work, right? You
I
were.
assume most people are going to be off Friday.
I technically don't have Friday off yet. I'm gonna request it come Monday though.
Let's plan for Friday, and if we need to reschedule, we can.
Yeah, I have work on Friday.
Oh,
Oh, you
okay.
do?
Let's say Saturday
Yes.
then.
Saturday works.
Saturday noon PST, 3 EST. Work for
Yeah, that
folks.
works.
Noon PST. Yeah, that's plenty fine.
Alrighty.
All right.
Cool, yeah.
So regarding
hitting me.
regarding Kinky, I'll make sure her character is all good. I'll try to work with her to get everything straightened out by next week. But I
You're
don't
going to
know.
get like teleported in.
Well, I mean, we'll have
I
to
got a
see
plan.
what we do.
Don't worry, I got a plan.
Okay. Kinky's actually Source's pact demon.
Source, you can keep playing if you want. I'm not going to make you stop if you don't want to keep. I'm not going to be like, all right, we can only have a max of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, no, as long as people are having fun, we'll figure something out here. Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll chat with her and see what we can do to get her up to speed. What about what's it called? The character sheets and all that stuff for now.
Oh, yeah. So I put a fillable PDF in the general chat. It's probably been lost at this point. I can put it there again. Just move your character sheets to that, and then send me the file so that I can have it in front of me.
Okay.
I think that'll be easier than trying to use websites.
Okay. I'm still using the websites for reference, and if you're a caster, it probably helps quite a bit. If not, you probably don't need it. And Deuce, you already filled yours out, so you can hand it over, I guess. So okay, cool. I guess that's it.
I guess that's it.
Oh, that was fun.